Hey guys, Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements, Putnam, Connecticut. It is Thursday, May 28th. It's a rainy day. We got a nice house wash to do. I got 3 big projects to do today. It's gonna be a one man, one truck today. I got no help. My kids are doing the online school stuff, so just me today. I got a real nice property that's an estate sale. Unfortunately, the mother passed away and the son's gonna be listing the house for sale. So we wanna get it all ready to go. So this is what we got going on here. We're gonna do a roof wash today. There's a lot going on that roof. It's gonna be a wet it and forget it. We're gonna do that whole roof, both sides today. All right, we got a lot of vegetation here. Thankfully it's raining a little bit this morning, so that's gonna help me quite a bit. As far as, keeping things wet. I'm gonna do all this concrete. I'm gonna do these stairs, which are pretty bad. This walkway. Again, look at all these beautiful flowers. We're gonna have to try to be careful dragging hose. I got my truck set up in such a way that my intention is to drag hose straight off the back here, along the whole back of the house. And then I'm just gonna pull back up to the driveway and go down the other side. Same with my roof cleaning. Again, whole bunch of plantings here. So it's gonna be a bit of a trick, dragging. We're gonna do this deck up here. It's Trex. I'm gonna hit that with a pretty hot mix, let it dwell for quite a while. Obviously, we're gonna do all these railings. And again, roof both sides. So first thing I'm gonna do is get my batch made. We're gonna run about a 4% up there today. I'm gonna make 60 gallons. I'm hoping that covers the whole roof for me, and we're gonna jump right in. Catch back up with some more videos in a minute. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you. Okay, one of the very first things you should do when you get to your job is pull water. Find your water source. Make sure it's on before you get anything else going on your truck. You'll show up at a job site sooner or later and there's gonna be no water on at the house. Client's not home, you're out of luck, and you've already got your job site half set up. It's frustrating. So I've learned very first thing that I do is pull water. Get the truck filling up. Okay, well my buffer tank is filling. I've pulled my hose all the way to the furthest point. This is the back side of the house. I'm gonna start on this back corner here, across there, down the side, around the front, and end on this side over here. So I'll bring you around the front and give you a quick view. This is aluminum siding. Got to handle it very carefully. There's a lot of mold and stuff on there. Okay, way up in the eaves, a lot of mold. I'm gonna run probably a 1.5 to a 2% mix on this siding today. It's very oxidized, so no pressure. You gotta let the chemical do its job. Whatever comes off, comes off. And we're gonna rinse it gently with a J-rod fan. We're not gonna apply any pressure, no needles today, unless you wanna make lines. And then you're gonna be unhappy, your client's gonna be unhappy. There's paint missing on this house already. Well, vinyl siding is tricky. Be careful, excuse me. Aluminum siding is tricky. Gonna be very careful. Again, I'm looking forward to doing these stairs. These are gonna be nice before and after. I'm gonna take some pictures of that for my Facebook marketing. Moss all here. I'm gonna tear that all up. That's gonna be some turbo nozzle work. Probably go back over it with a surface cleaner. I'm also gonna clean up this apron. But here's what you can see with the aluminum siding. Yeah, this is very oxidized. See? One little wipe, chalk. And then these marks here are not gonna go away. That's missing paint or where somebody's hit it or bumped it. So again, very gently, just to remove the organics and give this house a fresher look. Back here while I'm pulling hose, my batch tank is filling up. So you wanna optimize your time. Don't just stand there and wait for your tank to fill up. There's other things you can be doing, but just be conscious of what's happening. I got my 60 gallons of house wash made. It's slightly over 4%. I had probably 10 gallons of house wash left in my tank. So how I arrive at that is 60 gallons divided by 12.5, which is the straight SH, gives me a factor of 4.8. You take that factor times what percent you want to shoot. I want to put 4% on the roof. So 4.8 times 4 is 19.2. And that tells me, you know, just about 20 gallons of shock is going to get me right about 4%. And given the little bit of house wash I had in there yesterday, and the fact that I'm slightly over the 19.2, should give me a little over 4%. I figure I'm shooting about 4.5% on the roof. I'm also using Gain today. There's about 80 ounces of Gain in that tank, and just a little drop of Apple Wash just to give me a little color so I can tell where I'm at. I'm using my 28-foot ladder to get on the roof over here. I like using the 28. I like the way it stands. It's very stable. If you're on this kind of an angle, make sure that you flip your feet like this so that your ladder digs into the ground. Now, we're not going to slide. Have your ladder come off the roof, especially when you're out here working by yourself. And then I also like that ladder because it allows me to thread my hose through the top rungs there. Very easy to walk up this ladder, just like walking on stairs at this angle. I thread it through like that, and it stops it from slipping off the roof. So I've already got all my hose up here. All right. And I'm gonna start down the end that way and come back this way. I'm gonna stay on this side of the chimney. Got power lines on this side, so I'm hoping I can keep everything over on this side and just shoot over here. Some moss, some lichen. I'm gonna kick some of this stuff off the roof before I get started, and I remove any of the sticks and large debris that I see. Okay, it is 10 past 9. I got here about 15 minutes ago. I'm up on the roof, all the way down the end, and we'll start shooting. So this is a wet it and forget it today. A lot of lichen on the roof, a lot of staining on the roof. And again, this guy's just trying to get this thing ready for sale. My new good sauce hasn't cycled through my gun yet, so this isn't exactly what we want. So I'm just trying to waste some of this. We'll have the good stuff coming in a minute, and I'll get some more video. Okay, you can see what we're into on this side now. Got the better sauce going. Reaching all the way to the end, no problem. The Gain is a pretty good soap. Slows stuff down enough for me. And I've already done this whole area one time. Just giving it one little quick touch up. There's some heavier lichen down below there. I'll make sure I get that nice and saturated. Along this gutter line, there's more heavy stuff, so I'll hit that one last time. Sorry for the miscue on the video there. It's hard to work and shoot. All right, so while I'm here, I got that roof all done, all the way down there, both sides. All the lichen and moss you can see has turned white and is dead. And I've got this funny little eave here. So instead of having to get up here with a ladder later, I'm gonna hit this right now. Even though it's a little hotter sauce than I normally might run, it will do the trick. And it is a rainy, misty day today, so I'm gonna have no problem worrying about this drying or doing anything strange to me. So there we go. That's done. Okay, 9:40, roof is done. I'm back on the ground. I gotta make another mix. I got about 5 gallons left in that tank, so I used all of it, nearly all of it. Now I'm gonna make my house wash, so I'm just gonna add to that. We're gonna be running about 2% today. This stupid thing keeps slipping a little bit. You can see the space in here, so I'm gonna have to loosen that up, but that's under pressure, so it sprays and it keeps squirting me. So you gotta wear glasses. You squirt it in the mouth and the face. That's another reason I keep that wash station on the truck. So I've relieved this of pressure. I'm gonna loosen that up, get it nice and snug up against her and tighten it back up. All right, so I'm making a new batch for my house wash. I wanna run right about 2%. So I'm gonna again make 60 gallons. So the math on that, this works with any batch mixing that you're doing. You take how many gallons you wanna make divided by the percentage of shock that you're using. So I'm doing 60 gallons divided by 12.5 gives me a factor of 4.8. So I wanna run right about 2%. So I'm gonna take 4.8 times 2, give me 9.6. So right about 9 gallons of shock is gonna put me just a hair under 2, which is where I wanna be. So I've measured out increments on the side of my tank, 1 gallon increments with a Sharpie. So I'm transferring from that drop stick through my Gen 2 with this ball valve that I made right into that tank. So I'm just watching those increments, and when I get to about 9, I'm gonna turn it off. Combined with a little bit of roof wash that I had in there, I should be shooting solid 2%. I'm gonna make 60 gallons, and that should work to finish up this whole house. I'll be running no gain in the house wash. I don't like to create a lot of suds, a lot of soap. It just makes more rinse, more rinse, more rinse. So I will put a little bit of apple wash in there just so I can see where I'm going. Okay, some of the tools I'm gonna be carrying around in my pocket today. I like to use this X-Jet M5 twist. You guys can see this opens right up to shoot a needle. I like to wash or rinse the gutter faces with this. It puts up pressure and really takes any lichen or moss right off. This will be the only thing I'm using that's pressure related on the house today. Again, it's aluminum siding, so we don't want to hurt anything. So that'll be in my pocket. I'll be J-rod rinsing today using this high pressure fan tip right here in the middle, this one. But I won't be getting very close to the property, to the house at all. I may use the Fat Zero tip a little bit for a couple of my up high spots, but primarily I'm going to be standing back and fan tipping that. I'm going to be using this turbo nozzle to do the concrete in the front. These things are a vicious tool. You got to be very careful with this. You can do a lot of damage. You can tear concrete up. You can rip paint off. You can break things. You can hurt yourself. So make sure you're practicing on your own stuff before you go use one of these on the client's property. But these are a fantastic tool. And I'm going to be using this Surface Max 15-inch surface cleaner. Got this at Lowe's over a year ago. Cost me 150 bucks. Every once in a while you take the nozzles off and clean them, which I had to do the other day. Got a little debris in there. So when you're storing it, I always keep this tip turned down. Less likely to get a hunk of debris in there. But that thing works pretty good. It's all made out of metal, a little better than some of the plastic DeWalt ones that I see. And again, I've got a lot of use out of that. 150 bucks has paid for itself about 25 times over. And I'll be using that on a little walk. We don't have like a lot of concrete driveways and whatnot around here, so I've not invested in a whisper wash yet. My house wash tank is filling up now. And while that's happening, I'm gonna continue to make sure everything's where it needs to be so I can have a smooth process. Batch of house wash back there. Just about 57 gallons, and this is a very long house and I don't feel like going back and forth. So since it's just me today, I'm gonna start my power washer now. This thing's stone cold. It hasn't been run since yesterday. A little bit of rain, and my pull cord is broken at the moment, so I got a very short pull on it. Turn the choke back off. I bet it's gonna fire right up. Make sure that I got the water on for the buffer tank here, so that'll continue to fill. That's all good. Buffer tank's filling up, machine's running. I got my 60 gallons made, we're ready to go. I'm all the way down here. See why I don't want to be going back and forth. Got all that roof up there is done. I pre-treated all this deck with my remaining house wash. It's already perfectly clean. These rails and white are perfect. This stuff was nasty previously. Looks really good already. I'm gonna come through, rinse that. Okay, you can see on the aluminum siding here by this chimney, there's a bunch of paint missing. Again, reasons we got to be careful, but there is filth and dirt and black mold that's all going to come off. So now I'm way back here. And again, this is why I started the machine, because it's just me. So I'm going to go one side at a time. I'm going to soap this, rinse it, and move on. Oh man, this mix is working like lightning. It's almost instant. You can see it's going to hit a little overspray there. Let that dwell for a sec while I go up high, and we'll come back down and take a look at that in a second. Show you how quick that's working. But right up in those soffits, all nice. My whites are already clean up there. Nice thing about this chalky aluminum siding is you can tell where you've been right away. Well, look at that. You can see that difference in there. Look at the spots. That happened pretty much instantly. So I think we got the right mix for this. Make it real easy, no pressure. Okay, melted it. It's gone. Time to rinse. It was about 2-3 minutes dwell time, and it's just gone. So it's going to be a very easy process today. All right, cranking right along. Deck is done. All the green is gone. Looks beautiful. The siding came out great. This is the place where the paint was missing. Over by the stovepipe, all nice and clean. Customer just came by, client just came by to see how we're doing. He's very happy. Gutters came very clean, lichen's coming off. And I am an hour and a half in and a little more than half done. Backtracking too much. I've already washed the end of this house. All I have is the front left to do, so I'm cranking. And I'm gonna clean this little concrete bib right here with my surface cleaner before I do my final rinse, because I know I'm going to make splatter and have to rinse again. Treat this walkway a little bit with my hot house mix before I come through here with my turbo nozzle and my surface cleaner. Just get a little bit on this. It's going to help me out a little bit. It's pretty nasty right here. Oh, we're not landscaping. Obviously we got some overgrowth here on the walkway. We're just trying to make this look a bit fresher, so hopefully it presents a little better when they sell it. So this is nasty here, but that's what we're doing. Okay, here's a vicious tool. You better have a hold of it. Ready? Already did all this walkway, 95% of these stairs, about 7, 8, 9 minutes maybe. Okay, it is 11:40. I've been here a little less than 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm done. I got the rig all wrapped up, hoses put away, ladders back up, strapped up, and this house is complete. All done. We got this concrete walkway done. Came out real good. Turbo nozzle that. Turbo nozzle the stairs. They look really nice. Did the top of that little brick wall with the turbo. That was nasty. Nice and clean. These gutters came out very clean with the gutter helmets. I got above them a little bit with the X-Jet. This property came out beautiful. Aluminum siding, hot mix, soft rinse. This side is nice and clean. This was the nasty end. And then the other side over here had the deck. This is pretty nasty right here under these windows. That all came off. And then this side, again, all nice and clean. Deck is very clean, was very green. on the fascias and the whites of those stairs. Did that Trex decking up on top. I'm not going up there right now, but that's nice and clean. Let that dwell with a nice mix for a while. We did our wet and forget roof. You can see all the lichen up there is dead and white. It's a pretty big roof, quite a few square feet for me. I used all of 55 gallons all the way down there. It's nice and white on the lichen. And we're happy. So I'm out. That's it. Close this tailgate and it's lunch break for me. I'm gonna go to my favorite sandwich shop, Mainly Seafood in Putnam. Get myself a sandwich. Got my sign out by the road. So that's it. Taking off. Now I'm gonna go do a nice big house wash. Then I got another roof wash and another house wash. Yeah, baby, just picked up a fat sack of new shirts for my business. Let's see, these are, got my logo on the front, high vis green or yellow, whatever you want to call it. And I've got my logo printed big on the back in one color, black. These are 50-50 poly cotton shirts, and I like them. They have a little bit of stretch to them. They seem to resist bleach fairly well, and they're lightweight and comfortable to wear, and they don't cost me very much money. So I got a bunch of these for my kids, for myself, for a couple clients, and easy marketing. It makes you look good. Quick lunch on the rig for me today. Having my favorite sandwich at Mainly Seafood, and then I'm going to do my next house wash. Change of plans. I'm on my second house wash. This is a really big, beautiful house in Putnam. It's a fantastic estate, gated up there by the road. Nice long driveway, big old house, garage, breezeway, angles. I'm gonna use my short ladder. Hopefully I can hit all of those, no problem with the 12 volt. My other project wound up getting canceled for the day. I went over to the client's house and there was another contractor over there installing windows. So we bumped that out and we're gonna do this now today. And it's gonna be the final project of the day. I'm gonna show you some of this along the way. Okay, again, big house and I'm by myself, so I don't feel like going back and forth to this truck constantly. I got my batch made in there and I'm gonna start my power washer and follow myself with the rinse. So it's a little more convenient for me than coming back and forth constantly. All the way over here, I'm gonna start on the end. Got my hoses pulled all the way to the end, so then I pull back to the truck and then I'm gonna pull back around the other side. So when I'm done, everything reels up nice and straight. This house is pretty dirty. See these gutters? Some black. Behind these bushes have a lot of algae growing on the siding. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain getting back there. We do have some damage. I'm gonna be careful. Again, that's why we're soft washing, so we don't push a lot of water. We got beehives. Gonna try to eliminate some of those. I got the X-Jet in my pocket so I can put pressure up there. We got a lot of green. Get in there. Nasty. So I gotta try to squirt a little in the back there. And these gutters are black. And then this is the north side. We got a lot of algae on this side. So again, it's a pretty big project for me here by myself, but certainly not anything I can't do. It's just gonna take me a few minutes longer. Algae all over here, a lot of black growth up in there, and then it wraps around. So this deck's gonna be a pain because there's no stairs to this deck on the other side. So I'm gonna try to bring my hose through this gate and at least get this end best I can, and then probably throw the hose over the rail when I come around the other side and do the rest of this end. So I'm gonna start spraying. I got this thing 3/4 soaked already. I'm on my second batch of sauce. I'm making that right now. I gotta finish the rinse on this side, and then all I have is the end of the garage and a little bit of the back. And I am less than an hour in already, and I'm here by myself, so pretty happy about this. All right, just a hair under 2 hours, and I'm done, man. I did this giant place by myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired. It's a lot of work. Pulling hose all the way around by myself, rinsing, moving ladders, all that fun stuff. But I got it done. I'm gonna show you this, a big house, all the way up into that peak, all across the back here, all here, up into there, all behind these bushes. That was a pain. Did the best I could with it though. Just gotta set some expectations with the client. Let them know you're gonna do the best you can. Okay, this side, all up into that peak. I had to stand on my 10-foot ladder right here by these bushes to hit that with my 12 volt. I'm hoping when I start downstreaming that I'm not gonna be having that same issue, because I can shoot a little bit higher with my 4-gallon power washer. Those bees nests that are up there didn't entirely come down. Did the best I could with them. I don't like to put a lot of water up there, but that's another pretty good peak I hit. Those gutter faces are nice and white. This house is gleaming compared to what it was just a couple hours ago. Still drying, of course, at that peak, and then all the way up into that peak, and then over the other side of that peak was a pain. Did the best I could with it, but I got that nice and white up there. I didn't miss anything. So when I say I did the best I could, I mean, you know, I got everything. So around here to the garage. Managed to some carnage here. I'm done. Managed to not get my hoses overlapped and tangled up. So my red hose and my gray hose is separate. I managed to keep them separate the whole time. So now when I go to reel things up, my life's gonna be easy. Garage side all nice and clean. Garage doors all nice and clean. The back of this property, again, beautiful country out here. Big piece of property. It's a big old house. Up into that peak, no problem. And of course, the yard drops away on me over here. And I got all these bushes to contend with. Up into that side of the peak. Up there, that was a really hard shot, but I managed to get it. Pretty good. All these gutters are white. I had to go under that deck and do all under there. And then that right there was another hard shot to get. I had to get a ladder over here and real uneven, stand on the top of it in order to shoot that. We got a breeze that's coming this way today. So my stream was getting stolen all day, blowing back in my face, but that's a pretty big property for me to do by myself. So that's it, I'm done for the day. I'm going home, jump in my pool, hang out with my kids for a little bit, and have some dinner, maybe go for a ride with my wife. And like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I got 3 washes again tomorrow. Have a great day.